What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. So if you guys remember, in last week's episode, I talked about how I mentioned about the celebrities who I feel like should be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and if you guys remember, I mentioned that the first celebrity to be inducted into the Hall of Fame was actually none other than Pete Rose, and he was inducted by Kane. And then, of course, in 2006, the Refrigerator William Perry got inducted by John Cena. And then 2010, Bob Uecker was inducted by Dick Ebersol. And then, of course, 2011, Drew Carey inducted by Kane, Mike Tyson inducted by DX the following year, Donald Trump inducted by Vince McMahon, Mr. T inducted by Mean Gene Okerlund, rest his soul. And then, of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger in 2015 inducted by Triple H. 2016, Snoop Dogg was inducted by John Cena. 2017. There were actually nobody in 2017, but 2018, if I remember right, yeah, Kid Rock. 2019, there was actually nothing in 2019, but this week's episode, I'm actually going to be talking about the WWE superstars from the past who should be inducted into the Hall of Fame. So we're going to take a look back at those who entered the Hall of Fame and exactly where it took place. And let's actually begin. Sorry guys. I apologize if I blanked for a second, but yeah. So kicking off 1993, the very first ever Hall of Famer was Andre the Giant, and nobody inducted him, which that's kind of sad. But it is what it is. And if you guys don't know anything about his accolades, he's a former WWE champion. And he's also a former World Tag Team Champion. And the location was actually called the Omni Inner Harbor International Hotel in Baltimore, Maryland. And it's interesting, it took place on the same weekend as the 93 King of the Ring. And what's interesting is that now I believe they changed it to the Radisson Hotel, Baltimore downtown Inner Harbor, which that complex contains over 700 rooms, which is incredible. The second ever and also too, in March 2015 they actually did they actually did like a semi. They sort of recorded that event, so to speak, which was hosted by Renee Young and Mean Gene Okerlund at the time. The second Hall of Fame took place at the Marriott Hotel in Philadelphia, which the list was incredible. We had Arnold Scalland, which he was inducted by Bob Backlund. We had Bobo Brazil inducted by Ernie Ladd, Buddy Rogers inducted by Bret Hart, Chief Jay Strongbow inducted by Tatanka, Classy Freddie Blassie inducted by Regis Philbin, Gorilla Monsoon inducted by JR, Jim Ross, and then James Dudley inducted by Vince McMahon. Again, pretty much the same thing. They sort of like hosted the both Renee Young and Gene Okerlund kind of hosted the show with added commentary, so to speak. So that was kind of cool. And so 90. This is 90. What, 6? Hang on a second, guys. Okay, hold. Oh wait, hang on a second, guys. I kind of wait. Oh my god, I'm stupid. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I am so stupid. So Andre's induction actually took place on Raw. The second Hall of Fame, the '94 Hall of Fame, took place in Baltimore, and then the '95 Hall of Fame took place at the Marriott in Philly. So I am so stupid. But Antonio Rocca was inducted by Diesel. Big Cat Ernie Ladd was inducted by Bobo Brazil. George the Animal Steel was inducted by Doink the Clown. Ivan Putski was inducted by his brother Scott Putski. The Fabulous Moolah was inducted by Alundra Blaze, and she was the first woman to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, which was historic on its own. The Grand Wizard, or Erwin Roth, was inducted by Sergeant Slaughter, and then Pedro Morales was inducted by Savio Vega, and then of course '96 had took place at the Marriott, at the New York Marriott Marquis in downtown New York City, which took place on the weekend of Survivor Series, and because of Vincent Jess McMahon's passing in '84, he was inducted by his by his family, the entire McMahon family, which again in which Vincent Jess McMahon was inducted by Shane McMahon, and then Pat Patterson was inducted by Bret Hart. Killer Kowalski was inducted by Triple H. Johnny Rodz inducted by Arnold Skaaland. Superfly Jimmy Snuka inducted by Don Morocco. Captain Lou Albano inducted by Joe Franklin, and then of course Baron Mike Ciciluna was inducted by Gorilla Monsoon. And then for the groups, the only group that got inducted, the first group actually, was the Valiant brothers, Jimmy Valiant and Johnny Valiant. They were inducted by the British Bulldog and Owen Hart. Again, they became the first tag team to get inducted, and then they stopped doing Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame in '96. That was the last time we ever got the Hall of Fame until 2004. And if I remember correctly, the 2004 Hall of Fame took place at the Hilton Hotel in New York City, and the inductees were Big John Studd, inducted by the Big Show; Don Morocco, inducted by Mick Foley; Greg the Hammer Valentine, inducted by Jimmy Hart; Harley Race, inducted by Ric Flair; Jesse the Body Ventura, inducted by Tyrell Ventura. Ernie Ladd had inducted JYD the Junkyard Dog into the Hall of Fame. Pat Patterson inducted Sergeant Slaughter. Triple H inducted Superstar Billy Graham. Shawn Michaels inducted Tito Santana. Blackjack Lanza inducted Bobby the Brain Heenan. And then Kane, and then of course the celebrity wing, Kane inducted Pete Rose. The 2005 Hall of Fame took place at the Universal Amphitheater in Los Angeles. So it was actually kind of cool. It was actually kind of cool that that this one in particular took place here in California, because the list was incredible. Sylvester Stallone inducted Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair inducted Rowdy Piper, Randy Orton inducted his own father, Cowboy Bob Orton Jr., Jerry the King Lawler inducted Jimmy Hart, Bobby the Brain Heenan inducted Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, Jim Ross inducted Nikolai Volkov, and Sergeant Slaughter inducted the Iron Sheik. 2006, I believe, took place, yes, the Rosemont Theater in Chicago. Bret Hart inducted by Stone Cold. Eddie Guerrero was inducted by Rey Mysterio, Chavo Guerrero, and of course, at the time, Chris Benoit. If you guys don't know him, you guys should watch some of his matches. He was an incredible athlete. Incredible. Mean Gene Okerlund was inducted by Hulk Hogan. The Sensational Sherry inducted by Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. Vern Gagne, I completely butchered that name. Inducted by Greg Gagne. Mr. USA Tony Atlas inducted by Special Delivery Jones. The Blackjacks inducted by Bobby Heenan. I could go on, but for this episode, I'm going to be talking about superstars who I feel like should get inducted into the Hall of Fame, and one name actually that does come into mind is actually Triple H. And the reason why I say Triple H is the fact that he has done so much for this business that his accomplishments are absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. When you think about his accomplishments, he's a 14-time world champion. He's a 5-time Intercontinental Champion. If I remember right, let's see. Okay, yes. So he is a former. So he's a former 2-time tag team champion. He's a 14-time world champion, a 5-time Intercontinental Champion, a 2-time European champion, the winner of the 1997 King of the Ring, 2-time Royal Rumble winner. He became the 7th Triple Crown champion and the 2nd ever Grand Slam champion, and a 3-time Slimy Award winner for Best Hair, OMG Moment of the Year, and Match of the Year. Yeah. His accomplishments are absolutely incredible. And I feel like with his accomplishments, he could very may well I feel like he could definitely he could be. I think he should be the one to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Another person that comes into mind as well is The Rock. Given all of his, again, the same thing. Given all of his accomplishments, all of his contributions to WWE, and I think he could be the one. I think The Rock might be. He could very may well get inducted this year because if you guys remember, he actually inducted his grandfather, the High Chief Peter Maivia, and Soul Man Rocky Johnson, his father, into the 2008 Hall of Fame, and his accomplishments are just as impeccable as Triple H's record. And if you guys look at it, Let me scroll down for a second. In WWE, he's a former, he's a 10-time world champion, 8 WWE titles, 2 WCW titles. He's a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. He's a 5-time Tag Team Champion, 3 with Mankind, 1 with The Undertaker, and 1 with Chris Jericho. He's the winner of the 2000 Royal Rumble, the 6th Triple Crown Champion. Actually won the WWE Championship Deadly Games Tournament, which took place at a pay-per-view called Survivor Series. Which was kind of interesting. It was kind of an interesting one. He has won 9 Slammies for Best Actor, Game Changer of the Year with John Cena, Return of the Year, LOL Moment of the Year, Match of the Year, New Sensation, which that was given to him back in '97. Tell Me You Didn't Just Say That, Insult of the Year. And of course the This Is Awesome Moment of the Year with Ronda Rousey. It's incredible. The Rock deserves to be in the Hall of Fame with all those accomplishments. Another person as well that definitely comes into mind. It's kind of a weird one, but I feel like as if hang on guys, let me try and I know that this is kind of a weird one, but I think CM Punk. I think CM Punk just should get inducted into the Hall of Fame, because if you look at everything that he's done over the years, he's won multiple championships in Ring of Honor. He's won the ECW championship. He's won the Intercontinental Championship. He's won the tag title, the World Tag Titles with Kofi Kingston. He's a multi-time WWE champion. I think he's a 6-time champion if I remember correctly. He's done so much for WWE that I feel like maybe he should be inducted into the Hall of Fame, because if you think about it, the way they treated CM Punk after his last match in the men's in the Royal Rumble match back in 2014, I feel like he's way long overdue a spot in the Hall of Fame. And if you guys don't know, this year's inductees, we actually have the 2020 /2021 Hall of Fame, and because of the pandemic, we did not get the Hall of Fame last year, but this year we are going to be getting it, and apparently the 2020 class will be inducted along with the 2021 class. So the 2020 class features Batista, JBL, the British Bulldog, Jushin Thunder Liger, the NWO, the Bella Twins, and the first inductee into the 21 Hall of Fame, Molly Holly. Which brings me to Shane Helms, the Hurricane. Why? Because of how much of an inspiration he was to all the kids. When he was in WWE as a full-time superstar 10 years ago, as part of ECW, I feel like as if maybe he should be inducted into the Hall of Fame. But not only that, if you guys remember, he was also a part of WCW at one time in his career, and he was actually a part of the whole WCW ECW invasion back in 2001, if you can believe that. So 10 20 years ago. 20 years ago that happened. It's crazy. But yeah, again, who else could I think of? Big Show. Big Show is another guy I feel like should get inducted, but he's out doing his own thing. I think he's with AEW now. I don't know why, but yeah, and the last person that I do want to bring up is is definitely Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan definitely, I think he's earned it, because when you think about Daniel Bryan, when you think about Daniel Bryan, you think of his accomplishments, everything he's done. You know, he did in WWE, and if you guys remember, he actually inducted Connor the Crusher McCulloch. Hang on, guys. Yeah, something's caught on my lip. Who sadly passed away right after WrestleMania, actually. In fact, if I remember right, if I remember correctly, yeah, actually he passed away not too long ago. Just I think it was like maybe a couple weeks. I think it was like maybe a couple. It was like a couple weeks after WrestleMania, and and obviously we know why. It was because of it was from cancer. He had cancer of the spine and the brain, which that breaks your heart. Trust me, that breaks your heart. And he passed away at the age of 8. And I know that with all of the Warrior Award recipients that we've had over the years, you know, obviously, Connor the Crusher was the first one. Joan London was the second. Eric LeGrand, Jarius Robertson, JJ Robertson, as well. 2019, Sue Aitchison. I think honestly, Shad Gaspard definitely should also get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Maybe receive the Warrior Award because of his sacrifice that he made last year, sacrificing his own life to save his son. Absolutely incredible. But going back with Daniel Bryan, all of his accomplishments, everything that he contributed, for WWE, for all the kids out there, for all the young adults out there, the teenagers who want to, who aspire to be like Daniel Bryan. That right there just speaks for itself. But guys, that's gonna do it for this episode. Let me know in the comments below who you think should get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Let me know in the comments below. And that is going to do it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more WWE's Biggest Issue episodes, which gets posted every Monday, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All three of my links, both my Twitters and my one Instagram, the links are down in the description. And if you guys have any fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.